You covered him when he was with Oklahoma State. You walked in. What was the most impressive thing you saw out of this kid? And this is what?
He did what he did what the situation called for, even in college. What did I say about this team? They could have roughly the same record and be an incredibly better team, which doesn't make sense, right? But it does. That's why. And you saw it.
Well, like that, and if you watch games like that last night, where it's sort of like use all the gas in the tank just to get it close and have that, but don't have enough left. And teams like Brooklyn or whatever, they show you why with their elite players to be able to pull off at time. This is all learning. This is a perfect storm. The way that they're getting close, they're getting the taste, they're caring. You know what I like the most too, Neil, is when you watch the game, Cade Cunningham's so self-aware of the situation, and it's you can read it in his body language or in his face. Like even last night when he's going off, he's ready, but he's still thinking that I can get back in this game. Or we're still in this game. The whole time it wasn't me going off, look at me, look at me. It's like, come on, guys, come on, guys, come on, guys. And how many times have you seen it this year, right? And this year's the year of, you know what, no matter what he does, how great he is, he can't do it himself. You look at the way the team's played, and I'm more concerned, you know, and it's not about Marvin Bagley, it's about the position. It's about the athletic big inside. What have you seen from Cade, whether he can adjust and play different types of game? If I'm watching this and I'm like a 2 or a 3 on basketball knowledge and you're a 10, like if I'm seeing it, right, where he can play with all different players, right? He's going to be an asset to other guys. And then when it's time, you mentioned this from watching. What's the question I asked you, right? Oh, you covered him when he was with Oklahoma State. You walked in. What was the most impressive thing you saw out of this kid? And this is what?
He did what the situation called for, even in college.
Isn't that bigger in college?
Yeah.
The self-awareness of not just to what are we going to see in these Final Four games or whatever when the going gets tough, you revert back to your natural talent, try to do it yourself. That's basketball, right? And at a younger age to not only realize, and he's got that gear. We see it now. We saw it last night, but he doesn't pull it out when he doesn't need it, right? Is that fair enough to say?
No.
And then you put guys around him, like he's gonna figure out, oh, okay, this is how I can help the big guy. Like he's such an asset, not only as if you look at him as a solo player, but then you plug and play him with anybody else, he makes everybody else around him better. Isn't that what we say leaders are?
And it's nice too because that's your guy that you're gonna build the whole thing around. You're going to build the whole thing around this guy.
And there's the kicker. You already know, right? You know. Because I would say this. I'd even say this. Cade Cunningham's number 1, Mo Sider's number 2. We're waiting to see what Torque and Green are going to do there. But Cade Cunningham's your number 1 sure thing of building something around, right? Mo Sider, I think I know what he's going to be. He's going to be Victor Hedman or close to it from the right side, but it's still too, and I know they're young in the career, but with the way that they're sort of developing and the way that the centerpiece, see, Sider's not, he can be a focal point, but he's not the centerpiece. That's where basketball is. You're one guy. I mean, you could be Houston and that guy is Jalen Green, which you're going to find out in a few, like next year or the year after, they're going to move on from, right? When you don't have to move on from, because now we can build.
Cade Cunningham last night, 34 points in the game, had 6 assists as well. And here's the thing, too, D-Mac, where I think it runs parallel with what we are seeing with the Red Wings to a degree. Cade Cunningham has 34 points, and he's 13 to 24 from the floor, and he scores 17 points in a row in the fourth quarter, and he single-handedly kept that team in the game. And that's no exaggeration. He single-handedly kept that team in the game last night. Was a minus 12, though, for the game. And those are, again, this goes back to the young teams and defending always comes last, especially in the NBA, where people always say, well, in the NBA, they don't play defense. You stop James Harden, like, and then
so the key is whoever plays defense better, right? Like, and that's how you win championships. Who can make that stop better? So it's not like it used to be lockdown, like say like the Pistons where you're trying to lock team down. Indiana Pistons trying to keep a team under 80. No, it's just being able to make that stop on that guy, just being a little bit better than your opponents.
Right, and the thing is about
basketball these days, especially NBA, it's like every other sport is so set up for the star with the rules. Traveling ain't what traveling was when I learned to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like you get 3-4, you get 2 steps unless you're somebody else, you might get 4.
Yeah.
Or the step back, or what's traveling, what is it, like the James Harden, like there's so many different things about the technicality to the letter of, sort of how the rules are written, but it's how it's officiated too. So it's a stars league. So
yeah, and defense is always a thing that comes last, and especially in the NBA because like I said, I mean, like you go stop James Harden, and the next night you got to stop LeBron, then you got to stop Giannis, and you got to stop Luka Doncic. Like it never stops in the NBA. You got to stop KD. Like it never stops.
You know where they figured it out? You can't stop the guy shooting it through whatever like this, but where you see more is underneath the rim protectors, more blocks at the basket. And saying that, you don't see guys, the inside shot. It's either outside or inside. So the try to protect the rim, with the big guy at the rim to not give the easy baskets. But I mean, how do you defend guys shooting from 60 feet, dude?
Yeah, you
They
can't.
can make it from anywhere. So you just have to say, okay, well, if I have a big man down
Well, that's
low,
why I watched Durant last night get cooking, and people are like, well, why don't they defend him?
You can't.
You can't.
He's like this. No matter what, his shot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what you can defend is inside the second chances or guys going easy buckets where you see a lot of the, big man. I was watching some of the McDonald High School. Right, and I think there's a Lively going to Duke. Lively the second, he's 7'2", but watch him get up and down the court. Right, like it's different. It's a different big man running the floor. Second play of the game, they got a rebound and just under the basket. Next thing you know, it's an outlet pass. He's down underneath their basket. He's got to lock it up. He's going so fast to be able to dunk it, but that there's a place for that guy. And I think back around to the Pistons, you see it with the addition of Marvin Bagley, and you see it because it's a Cade Cunningham asset. Everything they add is an asset to it.
On the YouTube chat there, Dom Rivera, first Pistons jersey in a while is Cade. My first Lions jersey in a while, Sewell. So there you go, man. It is. Things are a-changing.